Now you're probably wondering, Keisha, why apple cider vinegar? Welcome back, everybody, to Keisha Luke in the kitchen. Today we are cooking up something amazing, but there's definitely a catch here. Now, I'm not sure if you've been following, but make sure that you check out my nutritional journey video, because I am going through a lot of transitions right now, and I speak about a lot of the changes that I'm personally going through, which has actually led me to create this recipe. So, growing up in a household with my mom and being Guyanese Caribbean descent, stewed chicken was one of the infamous meals that she would always prepare. Now, again, because I am going through certain changes, I have actually recreated the chicken stew into a lentil veggie stew. Let's get cooking. Now, you want to make sure that you have your stove on medium heat. Make sure that your pot is hot before you add in the olive oil. 3 tablespoons. Next, we're gonna add in our onions and get that sauteed. Okay, so you want to saute your onions until it's translucent, or again for even about 1 minute. Just until it's fragrant. Smells amazing. Okay, next, time for our spices. Now, I absolutely love these spices, and I'm going to tell you why. These are warming, very, very warming spices. So we have our curry powder, 2 tablespoons of curry powder. We have our cumin, our ground cumin, and we have 1 teaspoon of our ground cumin. Then we have 1 tablespoon of our ground ginger. And we're gonna add that into the pot with our onions. Just like so. So we're actually browning our onions with the spice mixture. Next, we're gonna add in our crushed tomatoes. And we're using 1 can. That smells amazing. And don't forget your water, where we're gonna add in 1 cup. So we added 1 cup of water. And give it a stir. Next, we're gonna add in 1 capful of our apple cider vinegar. Now you're probably wondering, Keisha, why apple cider vinegar? It's very potent and pungent smell. With tomatoes, anytime you are using tomatoes in a recipe, the apple cider vinegar actually helps to alkalinize the tomatoes in your system. All it means is it makes it more digestible, so that it doesn't taste like a bunch of acid when it's going down. 1 capful. Then we're gonna add in 2 splashes of our angostura bitters. I love angostura bitters. I grew up with this, but it's also great in any stews, or even if you're seasoning any protein, meats, or vegetables, of course. So 1 and 2. And we're gonna give another one for good measure. And give that a stir. Time to add in our vegetables. So I like to always add in the harder vegetables first. So broccoli, as well as the cauliflower. Give that a good stir. Okay, so we have our broccoli, we have our cauliflower in here, all the harder vegetables first, just because it takes longer to cook. Now all we're gonna do, close up the pot and let it simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes. Simmer, baby, simmer. So about 5 minutes have gone by. Now we're gonna add in our softer vegetables. So again, the recipe calls for 5 to 6 cups of any of your favorite vegetables. So I'm using zucchini as well as bell peppers. And that's of course in addition to the cauliflower as well as the broccoli. Give that a good stir. Now we're gonna add in 1 more cup of water and just allow it to really simmer down. Give that a stir. Close the pot and let it cook. So our lentil veggie stew has been stewing for 20 minutes now. So it's time to add in our lentils. So that's 1 cup of lentils. And of course, please make sure that you do wash your lentils, your legumes, your beans before putting them into the pot. And give that a good stir. And our last ingredient is casrib. So casrib is actually made from cassava root, which is a root vegetable. And we use this in Guyana as a substitute for brownie. So we are going to use 1 teaspoon, and we're gonna put that in there. Perfect. Smell that, the aromas are amazing. Give that a good stir. Our lentil veggie stew is done and ready to be served. So because this lentil veggie stew is super hearty, you can either eat it as is. Look at that. Or you can add it with some rice. Bottoms up. Super delicious, very tasty, and of course nutritious. You are getting a lot of protein here from the lentils and of course our vegetables. And just a little food for thought, you can also add in a little pinch of salt to taste, but mine didn't need it. So thank you all for watching. Health is wealth.